Coming up on the Get Loud podcast, you're going to see an amazing magic trick where Fred disappears and then reappears.
Abracadabra.
And we're going to talk about the preseason. And, of course, London's in the house. You know it's going to be a great show.
Oh, yeah. We getting loud with Big Fletch.
And he played overseas for some reason.
How you doing, everyone? And welcome to the Get Loud podcast presented by SeatGeek. Whoa. So it's gone. I don't know where he is.
Smooth's not here, man.
He's not here. But the show must go on.
The show must go on. We're going to still get loud, Jinx.
We are going to get loud. You know London Fletcher. No introduction needed. And we're going to talk about the preseason. We'll look ahead a little bit. But one thing I asked you yesterday when we did the pregame show on the radio, and I thought it was such an interesting answer, which was, you know, everyone looks at you now and says, look, this guy is one of the best to ever play the game at linebacker. But it wasn't always that way because you came from a small school. So when it comes to preseason, you've been there.
Oh, I've been there, and I've had those type of moments. I go back to my rookie year, being an undrafted guy. I started training camp as number 4 on the depth chart, not getting a whole lot of reps in practice and things like that, getting very limited playing time during the preseason games. Mm-hmm. Extremely nervous about whether I was going to be able to make the team. And I went into that last preseason game just hoping I'd show enough and had shown enough to make the practice squad at least. And I can remember the game. We're playing the Kansas City Chiefs, and I had worked my way up to being the second guy as a nickel linebacker.
Okay.
And I'm still playing. I'm actually starting on all the special teams this game. And we play the Chiefs, and they want to work on their no huddle, 2-minute offense, basically their nickel offense.
Okay.
So conversely, we're playing nickel defense. The starter who playing ahead of me pulls his hamstring, like probably 5 plays into the game.
Is that right?
So London, you're in there.
Your time.
So I'm playing all the defensive snaps, all the special teams. I mean, I am exhausted, Jinx. I had about 14 tackles, but I remember missing maybe 3 or 4 just by total exhaustion. And I thought, man, I think I really literally threw my opportunity away by missing those tackles, not realizing that, man, you know.
You'd already done so much.
I had already done so much, so I left that game just like not knowing for certain if I had made the team. But, you know, fast forward, found out the next day that I made the team. But, man, you talk about a sleepless night. Oh, I was so sleepless.
I can't even imagine. What was that feeling like when you finally found out, hey, here I'm on the edge, and now I'm in?
You know, it's weird because the way they had you did, and I don't know how it is now, but they put you in your hotel room and they say, well, you know, we'll let you know, you know, we'll contact you, obviously, if you didn't make the team or whatever. But they don't contact you and let you know you made the team. So I'm all day sitting in this hotel room in St. Louis, just not knowing that I made the team, if I made the team or not, waiting to get a knock on my door or something like that. This is I didn't have a cell phone at this point in time, so it wasn't like somebody calling me, texting me. It wasn't until I saw the news report of the players that had got released that I found out that I actually made the team.
Is that right?
Yes. So that's how I found out I made the team, and I can remember just grabbing my Bible and just thanking God at that time that, because I was overwhelmed that I had done enough to make the football team, and so I remember that day like it was yesterday.
That's crazy. And a lot of times in a situation like that, you want to hear your name, In this situation, you're like, I don't want to hear my name. I don't want to hear anything.
I didn't know the process. Yeah. Literally, they don't call you. They did nothing. I literally found out I made the team by looking at the news, the sports broadcast that night. And then it was just like, okay, I knew the schedule for the next day's meetings and practice, and I just showed up the next day, and they didn't ask me to leave. So it's like, I guess I'm good.
I love that. Well, some guys will be in that situation here shortly. We know that, and there will be some difficult decisions to be made. But before we get to that, let's talk about what we saw last night against the Patriots, and a game where we saw a little comeback from the Commanders, but really this was about making the squad. Who were some guys that stood out to you and that made some plays? Yeah,
a lot of guys made some plays. Definitely on the defensive line, I thought John Ridgway had an outstanding game, made a ton of disruptive plays. There was one play he made, and, man, I think there's people in prison for what he did to running back or what he did to this center, man. I think there's guys serving 5 to 10 for this type of situation. John Ridgway played outstanding. I thought for Darian Mathis, he showed up big time in that game. 2 guys that are competing for a backup defensive tackle position. I don't know how many guys they'll end up keeping, but they made an impression on me, and I'm sure they made an impression on the coaches. John Baptiste.
Yep.
He showed up and made some plays. Michael Wiley. I've really liked him going all the way back to the first preseason game against the Jets. I thought last night he kind of helped his case to show maybe if it doesn't make the active roster, he's definitely someone you want to keep on your practice squad if you're able to do that. He did well. And McSorley.
Yeah.
He played outstanding. And it was fun to see him play, having had a full week of practice, not having just a couple of days. He made some plays and was able to lead us to a come from behind victory.
What about KJ Henry? I thought coming off the edge, he made some huge plays as well.
Yeah, KJ really, if you look at the way he's played in all the preseason games, there'll be times where a couple times a game he's going to do a play in the backfield, in the opponent's backfield, some type of negative yardage type of play. He's done that. We got a chance to talk to him in the post game on our interview, and I asked him, I was like, KJ, you look like you lost a lot of weight, and he said it was a conscious effort to lose weight is what the coaches wanted him to do. He looks.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks in phenomenal shape, and you can see it by his performance. He continued to make plays. Made a great sack in that ball game where he ended up hitting Jacoby Brissett and knocked Jacoby out of that ball game. But KJ has definitely shown that he deserves to be on this ball club.
I'll tell you a guy, too, who made a lot of plays late, was good blocking, scored as well, Martavis Bryant.
Yes.
So he's an interesting case. Goes back with Dan Quinn when he was on the Cowboys practice squad, as we know, has had some issues in the NFL, but is in really good shape, very long. And the team really doesn't have a receiver like him as far as physical build. He showed out, too, late. I don't know if it's enough, but he looked good.
He did, and we got a chance to interview also Martavis Bryant after the game as well on postgame on the radio broadcast. Big 100 FM. You can check Brian Weinstein, Logan Paulson, and myself. Nothing wrong with shouting yourself out.
Not at all.
But I will say this about Bryant. You mentioned his journey. And well documented for him to, stick with it. Because a lot of times it could have been, I'm sure, easy for him to just say, you know what, it's not going to happen. I give up. He didn't give up. He mentioned being in great shape as well. Last year in Dallas, I think he said he was like in the mid 230s. This year he's about 208, 209.
Oh, wow.
Says he feels fast and explosive again. And it's starting to show. He said he feels like he can make plays like he used to when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm hoping, you just don't know how things shake out. You mentioned his size, being 6'4", and being a playmaker, is something that we definitely need at the wide receiver position. So we'll see how things shake out.
And one thing I love, too, is, yes, he caught a pass call, caused a couple of pass interference calls as well, but there was one block he had. I think it was on that Wiley
on the Wiley
run.
touchdown.
Yeah. So little things like that will stand out to the coaches, too, that you might not see initially, but the coaches will notice.
Well, not only will the coaches have already talked about it a lot. You've heard Dan Quinn talk about wanting to see what you do without the football, not just when you're catching the football, but winning on routes, but blocking, all those things, playing physical without the ball in your hands. So anytime that you can do those things, and it's so important. A lot of times we'll see most of your big runs happen when you're getting great perimeter blocking or great blocking down the field by a tight end or receivers in the run game. That's where a lot of times those big runs happen. Obviously, it's a mindset that, based on this scheme and how they want you to kind of fit in what they want to do. And again, I'm nothing against Jahan because I'm a huge Jahan Dotson fan going all the way back to his days at Penn State. Everybody doesn't fit everybody's scheme. My early days in my career as a undersized linebacker, I wouldn't have necessarily been your ideal 3-4 inside linebacker. Now later on in my career, I was able to play in a 34 defense once I had some seasoning and got a little bit bigger. But so everybody doesn't fit everybody's scheme, and they made their decision based on the guys they felt that fit them.
How important is that? I feel like that's a real thing. All right, come on in here.
on,
Right during the show, get on in here.
Let's get started. We've been started.
already got
You might as well
started.
come on,
in, sit down,
Let's
grab a
get
microphone.
started.
He's here.
Oh, now you want to leave?
All right, he's leaving. We still going? Yeah? We're going to keep going. Let's keep going. I want to ask you about that because that's a really good point. When I was in high school, I played basketball for a little bit. I wasn't anything special, but my coach moved me to center.
What?
One practice. And I'm like, look at me. Do I look like a center to you? And so I ended up leaving the team. And I thought, I don't know what's going on here, but this is not for me.
How tall were the other people if you're the center?
Much taller than me. I don't know what was going on. It made no sense. Maybe he's trying to force me out. But scheme and the position the coaches put you in matters in a big way.
I don't understand any scheme where you should be the center.
I agree.
Smooth. He's talking about he was center on the basketball team.
I left soon afterwards.
Yeah, what type of scheme?
He went to a private school in Texas.
Small public school, man. I didn't know what was going on. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. Long night.
All right.
Long night.
Good to see you.
Long night.
Well, we've been talking about what we saw last night against the Patriots. I asked London, give me a player or two that you thought made a case for himself last night.
Martavius Bryant. Like,
Well, we were just talking about him.
you know, one of those guys that I think he's taking advantage of the situation. I've given the situation. I'm the only person besides Tremaine that's built like me. I'm the only 50-50 ball player. You could just throw it up. Like the one thing I can say about tall receivers, they can catch bad passes. You don't need to throw perfect passes to them. Red zone, they become a threat. They understand the situation is, I'm not going to get the ball where it should be all the time. I'm not going to catch it running, but I'm going to catch it. I'm going to possess it. All right, so I think he is the player that I said it before the game. Anybody need to make some plays. I think he needs to make some plays because he is the one that I think they're looking at and saying, hey, you know what? We can do something with him.
And he's only going to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
More reps.
Yeah, with more reps. Because you think about this move, we've seen the more reps you get, he's been better shape. He talked about that. Now he's going to gain more confidence. He's going to start to feel normal. And if they're willing to allow him to
the patience.
get in football shape, game shape, they may have something there.
No, I think they will. Because think about this. Hungry, plus I haven't put no miles on my body in years.
No, that's true too.
All right.
That's you, especially for an older receiver.
And I got a chance.
Right.
Like all he wanted was a chance.
Yeah.
So you give a chance. Like that's why I think the players gravitate towards him when he scored that touchdown. They're pulling for him.
Yeah.
They understand his story. They understand what he's been through. And when you have players like this scattered on the roster, they bring the team together.
Plus, I would imagine, too, they know the grind that it takes to be a success in this league, and the fact that he's just kept grinding to get back to this moment is huge. That would command immediate respect, I would think.
Yeah, most definitely. I respect him, and that's why I was pulling for him.
Yeah. So, what are some particular plays that stood out? I will say, Trace McSorley dropping his shoulder was something last night. I loved it.
You got to pull for Trace. He hometown guy.
I mean, he made a play. He made a play.
Brian Woods. So now you got to say to yourself, did he make the decision harder for the coaches, for the practice squad quarterback? Because he does have an element of using his feet.
Yeah.
He has been in his offense before. He knows the playbook. He understands. Are they going to try their best to keep 4 quarterbacks maybe? Because I think Driscoll made a good case for himself.
Driscoll made a great case for himself. Yeah. Yeah, no, that was one play with the Michael Wiley run. I thought, and what I loved about this Michael Wiley run, just understanding that play was designed to go inside power O run. But his vision and speed to be able to bounce that outside, understanding, hey, they've lost the edge on this defense. That play was designed to go up between the guard, underneath the guard's kick out block.
Yep.
He saw it, bounced it outside, and was able to use his speed and his great vision to get to the end zone. KJ Henry sack.
Hey, first of all, can we just say this? Every time KJ Henry is in the game, we see a sack happen.
He makes plays.
He makes
plays.
He might not be the sexiest guy. He might not be the biggest name, but KJ Henry makes plays, and I love Wiley. Wiley, McNichols. I know McNichols is the veteran.
Right, yeah.
But when it comes to running backs, I don't really need you to be a veteran. To me, I don't.
Young running backs can play in the league right away.
I want you to be young with no tread on the tires. At the end of the day, Linebacker, I need a veteran.
Yep.
Running back, give me the youngest guy you got. Because guess what? Grabbing that ball and running is what they do.
Yeah.
Right. So at some point we'll get into the weeds as far as week 1 against the Bucs, but from a sort of a macro perspective, you take a step back, what will make this a successful season? What are some of the keys that this team really needs to have happen for them to sort of take the next step?
They have to look better in week 6 than they do in week 1. All right, here go the thing. The first 4 weeks of the season, we have unpredictability on our side. Meaning they don't know what our offense look like. They don't know what our defense look like. They know we got a quarterback that can run, but he's a passer. So for the first 4 weeks, we're going to have everybody on their heels. All right? So take advantage of that. Now the question is, what's going to happen with the coordinators after the first 4 weeks? Like, what are you going to add to the playbook? Defensively, offense, like everybody's scrambling to understand what a Joe Witt defense looks like. Like he told you. You don't know.
Didn't show anything.
No, I'm not showing you anything. So I think, especially with the guys that the teams that we playing, we could jump out to a fast start. I would not be shocked at that, but because of their unpredictability.
Wins. Nah.
I don't want to do it.
But I would say this: how competitive you are in every game, because every win and every loss is not the same.
They're not equal.
Yeah, they're not equal, because you can look really good in some losses. Just how competitive you are, and just knowing Dan Quinn and how he preaches competition all the time. Watching the way those guys play, finish plays.
Yeah.
You saw the defense swarming to the football, 10, 11 guys in that frame, that picture around the ball carrier, physical blocking downfield by receivers, those type of things, just competitive edge. That right there will lead to a better product on the field, one where fans can look at it and say, you know what? I don't know how many wins or losses we're going to have, but I like the product, and I can support that product.
It's going to be fun to watch. Like I always say on defense, see, London left me out there bad a couple of times where I got ran over. But they say you only get ran over when your team ain't swarming to the ball.
Yeah.
You can't run over 3 of us, but you can run over us singly. Like you don't see these guys.
Or if you have a missed tackle,
Here comes somebody else.
Take your shot.
Take your shot.
Take your shot.
But make sure
we got
you do
3
it
or
with
4
the
other
right
guys.
shoulder.
Exactly.
And I'm sending it back to him. So it's the small things that they're doing that I'm sure everyday people cannot pick up on that I'm watching like, you know what? They're going to be all right. They will be okay. We got the right leadership.
I want to ask you, but that's a very interesting thing I've never heard before, which is if you hit them the right way to send them back into your teammates.
Yeah, leverage. Leverage.
Like we're taught, especially as a corner, I'm a right corner, right?
Right.
I'm going to take on most of my runs with my left shoulder. All right, because if he on my right shoulder, he already out-leveraged me. All right, that means I took either a bad angle, I did something wrong before I got there.
And here's just explaining it to you.
Because you always hear about leverage, but when you talk about it,
here's it right here. Smooth is the ball carrier.
Okay.
I'm going to tackle Smooth. I'm outside of Smooth.
Yeah.
You're my defensive teammate coming running to the football.
All right.
I need to force. If I take my shot on the outside of Smooth, even if I miss, I'm gonna send him back to you.
Right.
Now, if I take my shot inside of in the inside shoulder, I miss.
You can send your teammate.
No, he gone.
He's gone. He's going outside.
There's nobody there.
He's bouncing outside. There's nobody there. Now I've lost the leverage of the defense.
Yes.
So where it could have been, even though I missed the tackle, it could have been maybe you gained another yard or 2. I missed this tackle on the inside. Now it could be a house call. It could be another 10 yards gain on that.
These are the best runners in the world. Like you got to understand, they're looking for just a crack. And if we give them that crack, think about it. If you cut on the outside of us, my body just blocked him off.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to run through me to get to him. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's why coaches, great defensive coaches, pride themselves on leveraging how you attack a player.
And the little things like that.
And not just leveraging on the ball carrier, leveraging the blockers.
Yeah, the blockers also.
Because you hear leverage and blocking.
You got to leverage the blocks.
I haven't heard it as much when it comes to tackling. That's a very interesting point.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's why you see most times guys come up and they got the guy and they just holding him like this.
Yeah.
I got to hold my leverage. My job ain't to make the tackle here.
Yeah.
So when you talk about the rest of the season, let's for as far as the division is concerned.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like it's fair to say that on paper the Eagles are probably the
The
best
cream
team.
of the crop.
Right.
Just go say it.
Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
They have the
They
talent.
are in that. We on 2 different time schedules. That's why that trade didn't bother me. The Eagles are in up. We want to win the Super Bowl now.
Yeah.
Now we're
all in.
We're trying to do this. We're trying to ascend.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, yes, the Eagles are. We're watching what's happening with the Eagles, but it's something going on in paradise. All right, because this coach, quarterback, back and forth. It's
Sirianni and Hurts don't get along.
They don't get along.
No.
All right, so then we got something going on in Dallas where Jerry ain't going in his pocket.
Them dudes want to get paid.
Them dudes want to get paid.
A lot of guys want to get paid.
Jerry
in
just
Dallas.
wants to eat at Nobu.
Yeah, that's what I'm
he
saying.
said.
But Bland hurt. He out for the first 6 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks.
All right. We're watching them fall apart mentally and physically.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm enjoying everything I'm seeing there. Now, when you talk about the New York Giants, let's think about this now. They might, even though the Eagles' defensive line is a good defensive line, with Thibodeau, Brian Burns, Lawrence, they got the best defensive front in the NFC East. All right? So I'm scared of that front. But also they got Daniel Jones.
They can't
so
move the
that
football.
brings me back down. That brings me back down.
No Saquon.
No Saquon. He was the offense.
Saquon killed us.
Yeah.
So not having Saquon definitely takes a step back with the Giants offense. You're correct when you say Philly's the cream of the crop in our division.
Yeah.
Dallas, how is that all that dynamic going to play from a contractual standpoint? Because it's not just the CD Lamb wanting to get paid. You got the quarterback
And
issue.
Michael Parsons. $400 million.
And Zach Martin.
Yeah.
Those guys want to get paid.
I mean, he's still very good, but they're getting older on the offensive line.
Yeah.
Can we agree this? Dak, Michael Parsons, CD Lamb equal $400 million. Can we?
$400 million?
Come on.
It's a different day.
That's $400 million because you got to realize Michael Parsons going to be paid in that 1% of his position.
But here's this, though. The Cowboys are the richest team in football. So
but guess what? In the last 20 years, he spent the
least amount.
Least amount of money. Dallas Cowboys have at least 4 players that they're paying at the peak of their position that's not in the top 5 in their position. Lawrence, the defensive end, is the number 3 paid defensive end. He ain't in the top 5. I can think of Myles Garrett. I can think of so many more guys that's better than him. All right. Dak is paid at the top of his job. He's not a top 5. So they got the problem of paying top 5 money.
And he a Bulldog.
He a Bulldog. I love that.
You talk about a Mississippi State Bulldog like
you
that,
know
man.
I love me some Dak Prescott.
But he played for the Cowboys.
Yeah, but it's a brother from another
Let's
mother.
stop talking about the Cowboys.
It's a brother from another mother.
That's
I
enough.
love him.
That's enough Cowboys talk here.
Dakota is what we call him. Dakota.
We got to get some college football. Also, call us on the house phone. You know how it is.
Leave that message.
Leave that message. 703-726-7419. 703-726-7419. Look, you ready to pay some bills?
Oh, why not, man?
All right.
I'm just showing up and I'm going to pay some bills. The Get Loud podcast is brought to you by Bet365, the official spend bud partner of the Washington Commanders. Bet on a range of NFL markets with the Bet365 app. Craft your own personalized bet slip with parlays. Access thousands of games with live streaming. Place your bet before the match or during the game. It's really up to you. Download the Bet365 app today and join 80 million members worldwide. Age 21 plus. Must be physically located in Virginia. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. And MWAA. We don't travel to escape life. We travel so life don't escape us. We could dream of any place in the world in a blink of an eye. We're there. That's the wonder of flight. All you have to do is decide where to. Dulles International Airport. Let your imagination soar. Book your adventure today at flydulles.com/nonstop. London, stop looking at me. I see you. I can feel your presence all on side of my face right now.
I was surprised you could read as well as you can. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I was thinking, I was like, London's impressed.
No, I get like, you know how you feel somebody eyes on you, so you wake up. I'm like, what is this dude looking at?
I was like, he can read. He can read. Okay.
Did you watch Georgia Tech, Florida State?
Embarrassment.
Oh, my God.
All the way in Dublin?
That Georgia Tech O-line was just mashing
First of all,
people.
Georgia Tech, they're always going to have a big offensive line.
They do.
They're going to have a running back that can run the ball.
They got after them boys.
They got, like, Florida State does this. Florida State is that university now that we put up there. Mm-hmm. And I think we just riding the past. We riding nostalgia. Like we thinking about Dion and Terrell Buckley and Charlie Ward, and we thinking about Peter Warwick, and we thinking about these guys. But Florida State ain't that. I think the best team in Florida right now is Miami. I think the U is back. I think
we got to hold off on the U too.
Man,
we got to hold off on it. I need to see it.
I think the U is back right now. But Florida State how you blew it on the first week? All right, this ain't even the script of your schedule. Mm-hmm. All right, Georgia Tech. I was in the barbershop the other day, and they was talking. They were like, Smoot, what you think gonna happen in this Florida State, Georgia Tech? Because I was a big Florida State guy coming up. I used to call it Fred Smoot University. I thought they were gonna come from it, but they didn't. All right, so we in the barbershop. They like, who you think gonna win? I'm in there talking all kind of trash. Florida State, baby. Seminole. Don't you dare go with Georgia Tech. And I got phone call after phone call after that game.
Oh, my God.
Dude, what was you thinking? I should have realized that. Hey, anytime it's a nobody has a true home field advantage.
Right. Neutral site.
I think Georgia Tech has won like 6 straight in the ACC. Like, they have put together. When you think of Georgia Tech, they've been bad for a long time, but they were good last year. I think they won 7 games, won their bowl games. So they're better than people realize, too.
And plus, they in the shadow of Georgia.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
If they think about how much talent is in the state
of Georgia.
Yeah, state of Georgia.
Yeah.
If all right, Georgia's going to get the cream,
the cream of the crop.
Creme de la creme.
Yep.
But get some of
those. Get the others.
The others.
Let's get the
others. 4
others.
stars and the 3 stars and the under-recruited type guys. You're going to have a good football team at Georgia Tech.
And they also got their hotbed of Tennessee to the left. They got Alabama. And they got Florida to the south.
And they got North Carolina.
And look at him.
Come on to the Carolinas.
The one thing about him, he get loyal to anything he went. Because then he was screaming Ohio not too long ago.
Oh, I'm a still Ohio guy.
Now he's like, you know what, North Carolina, we got the best schools.
We got some high school. We got some good high school football players.
Shout out to Steele out there.
Ohio has great high school football.
Steele the only guy in the family that's an athlete. So other than that, I don't pay no attention to it.
Yeah. So this isn't a fair question to London necessarily, but what is the favorite place that you have played? Because I know he went to a smaller school. You went to Mississippi State.
Oh, so you saying the stadium away that I played?
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
You got to think.
I had to say Death Valley.
Oh, okay. Yeah. LSU.
Like, because you're only going to play night games there. They don't play in the daytime.
I heard at night it's wild.
Yeah. So they don't play in the daytime because it's too hot. And it feels like a pro stadium because there's a lot of grown folks there. Like tons of them.
Really?
And they're drinking and they're smoking and it's crawfish all over the ground. And then they put this tiger and they roll him to your door.
It's a real tiger.
Real tiger. So when you come out your locker room.
They put it in front of y'all, the visiting team.
The visiting team, no, in a cage. And you come out of your locker room and there's this big tiger here. He's like, we done lost this one. You know what I'm saying? They just stick the tiger on us. You know, like, so LSU, and then it's 100,000+. Mm-hmm. So when they get to rocking, and this is, I've been in this thing third quarter in the ground. Just start doing this. Yep. Just start vibrating. And when they start vibrating, you got to silence that crowd. You got to take them out of the game. You got to make a big play.
Did you make any plays in Death Valley?
So who did Jackie Sherrill call on? He like, come here, Smoot. I need you to silence this thing. No problem, coach. 2 plays later. You can hear an ant fart in there. Right? 2 plays later. 2 plays later.
You pick 6 or what you?
Hey, no. this is when Nick Saban was coaching LSU.
Okay.
I get a pick against Josh Reed.
Yeah. I play with Josh.
And my coach, I literally run all the way cross field, all the way back cross field. The play almost lasted a minute. Coach like, what are you doing? Just run down the sideline. Yeah. But I wanted to try to break the game wide open. So, no, I have the memories at LSU. LSU is hard to play at. Alabama. Auburn, I've never lost against Auburn. I'm sorry, good Dr. Marcus Washington, but I beat Marcus pretty bad when we was in school. There's a couple of SEC teams I've never lost to, and that's one of them. The only team I never beat in the SEC, not one time, was Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Thugs. All right? Thugs. If you think you're going into Arkansas and leaving with a victory.
They're wild.
Listen, that Woe Pig Suey.
I was just gonna say
They put a razor back in front of you.
No, like first of all, I never played them at home for some reason. They don't like. I only played them. I played them in Fayetteville. I played them in Little Rock. I never played them at home.
Okay.
And then they had Kennard Kennedy. They just had some dudes.
They got big dudes.
Yeah,
there.
and all of they dudes come to the league and play different positions.
Oh, yeah.
Like Jason Peters was a tight end.
300-pound tight end.
And now he come play tackle. Boo Williams was a wide receiver at 240. They came to the league. He played tight end.
Yeah.
Like, so whatever they doing over there, they do it big. And they match our physicality.
I know you went to John Carroll.
Hey, man,
but did you have
don't nobody know what John Carroll
Hey, man, we
did you
the
have an
Ivy League of the
experience
big.
that stood out to you that you had?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We played in Barcelona.
Wow.
Oh, yeah?
We didn't do that.
Yeah, that's how we do at John Carroll.
Who y'all play? Hawks?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Y'all play?
We played a Spanish team.
Oh my God!
Did you?
Y'all took advantage of them.
Hey, it don't matter. you put them in the program. We're gonna put them in the paper. We're gonna put them in the paper. So yeah, we played a Spanish team. Now this was like a summer trip over to Barcelona. Yeah, we beat them like 60-something to 3. I don't even know how they scored 3 points, but it was a good time, and we had fiestas and siestas with them.
Look, you can tell he just went up there, beat up on the elementary. They came back. He probably talked all that noise.
I played in a Division III All-Star game in Mexico City, too.
Wow.
Man, you talk about tired.
The elevation?
The elevation.
Oh, yeah.
No, I played against BYU. Brigham Young.
There's elevation there, too, huh?
Yes.
I didn't know that. No, I was... So we're on defense, and I'm running sideline to sideline, make some plays. I'm so tired. I want to come off the field, or I want to take a timeout, but I was too tired. I was too tired to make.
Is that right?
Exhausted.
Like you couldn't even just like lift your arms.
Exhausted.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That'll do it to you, man.
Hey, listen, and I got to run this past you. Because you know I had to run stuff past you, but you know I always have my nuggets of the day.
Oh, no.
Now, this is a true place. I did not make this place up, but you got to tell me is it okay to talk about this place. Because the name of this place is not what you think it is.
Oh.
But it's in England. Like, when London brought up England, it made me think about it. This is the name of the place, so it should be fair for me to say it, right?
I have my doubts already.
No, it's a place in London. I mean, in England. The name of the city, and this is the true name, you can look it up.
Oh.
It's Shitterton. No, it's named Shitterton, England. And it keep getting the sign stole. Everybody steals the sign.
Is that it's not Shatterton?
It's Shitterton.
He may not be pronouncing it the
No,
way it's...
what does that say?
I mean, it does say Shitterton.
All right, Shitterton, England. All right, and they had to replace the sign with a stone, so people could not pick it. They can't pick it up.
Oh my God!
So imagine, see, if we had to pick somebody at this table that's from this city, it's him. He is in the population.
So I'm not, out of all the places, I'm gonna be from Shitterton, England. Wow.
No, you know, listen, when I find these little nuggets, I actually had to go look again to make sure that I'm not being lied to. This place exists, and I now am going to visit.
You want to go
this
visit?
place.
Just because of the name?
I'm going to visit it. Yes, I am.
You know, you probably haven't heard. You know that you probably don't know the
gonna
old.
bring back some from England.
You know, you ever heard the old country song "Lukenbach, Texas"? I know I'm going to be on an island here.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's an
you
old
lost
song.
us.
The only reason I say it is because Willie Nelson used to have a picnic there in Lukenbach every year. It's the middle of nowhere in Texas. Population 3.
Three people?
3 people. So there was an old wooden sign that said Lukenbach Pop 3, and they had a wooden sign, and
it got stolen.
Oh, and I stole it one night with a buddy of mine.
Nice.
We got it. And guess what? They patrolled it because so many people, especially in Texas, you can imagine it was so popular. On a Wednesday night when I was in college, a buddy of mine went, and he was a big dude. He climbs up a fence, pulls it off, throws it in the truck, and within 30 seconds, there was a police officer that followed us out of the county. Didn't steal it, but he drove by and saw it's gone and tailed us out. So if you have a weird sign like that, man, no wonder they put it in stone. Yeah.
Wow.
Call us on the house phone.
Oh, my God.
703-726-7419. Let us know about the time you stole something and got away with it.
Yeah, everybody has.
We got some voicemails to get to. I'm going to pay some bills real quick, though.
Please do, sir.
Let me grab this real quick.
All right.
Oh, look, we got something new from SeatGeek. The 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all of the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of the touchdown celebrations all season long. Doesn't matter if you're buying or selling tickets to Commanders football games or any other live event in D.C. SeatGeek is the place to do it. The official primary ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders, the most disruptive ID in ticketing, a ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Great go right there, Scarface.
What'd you call him?
It's looking better, man.
Did you say Scarface?
I got the stitches
stitches.
I saw that earlier, and I was
You
like,
thought
man,
he ain't played in a pickup football game or
what
something?
happened to Jinx
No, I had a
forehead?
scar removed. That had a scar that been there for a long time that bothered me. A long story behind it, and I had a plastic surgeon say I can get rid of it for you. So about 2 weeks ago, he did it. It's supposed to fit right in with my wrinkles.
Yeah, it looked like it's
gonna
part of
fit.
the wrinkle.
So finally got the stitches out. So it's getting there, man.
No, he came in last week. I was like, you
I look
playing
bad.
injured. He had the stitches in his head.
He was on camera with the
stitches. He didn't even wear no hat. Nothing. He was like, I'm just finna show up and I'm finna play ball.
my
I got
goodness.
respect for Jinx.
It's football season, man.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, and I see her typing on her phone. That means she's ready for voicemails.
Did she look up the city in London?
No, I did not. I'm going to trust you on that one, Frank. Normally, I would require you to cite your sources. Okay, first voicemail. Let's go. If it plays. My normal problem.
Oh.
Smooth and Jinx. Hi, my name is Alec. I am born and raised in Texas, and now I bleed burgundy and gold for the rest of my life. What I want to say to you guys is I love your show. I love everything Commanders when it comes to the command center right now. You guys are doing crazy. You guys are going crazy on that. You guys are doing great on Get Loud. I tune in every week. One of the things I wanted to talk about, which I'm not hearing much about, you remember RG3, that era with Alfred Morris, and what he did for that running game with Alfred Morris. Well, I believe Cliff with Jaden and Austin and Brian, that thing's going to be that offense that we saw with RG3 on steroids. We're going to see lanes opened up miles wide because you don't know who's getting the ball. So we're going to see an explosive offense, and I just wanted to see if you guys could touch on that and just give me your thoughts. Thank you. Love you guys.
Thank you, Alec.
I love you, Alec. Thank you for all your support.
Yes, sir.
But don't you bring those names up together. Don't you put Bobby Three Sticks and Jaden Daniels. No, they're two different players. They're two different players. I think one was a run first, pass second guy, and one guy is a pass first, but I just happen to be a great runner, more like a Randall Cunningham type guy. I'm known for my arm, but if the pocket breaks down, I make some moves, but you are right. I think it's going to be a dynamic backfield. I think it's going to be hard to stop RPO with these guys. I think it's going to be hard to zero in on who's running the ball and when. Yeah. I just cannot wait for them 3rd and 1s and 3rd and 2s. Like, that's when you pull those RPOs out. And now we're talking about a team that's going to have to play us in cover 3, cover 2, and cover 4 because it's a running quarterback. It will be lanes there. It will be lanes there every week. All right? It's going to make the O-line better. It's going to make everything better. It's going to make the defense better. You're right, Alec.
Yeah, no, I would agree. And Jaden doesn't – all he has to do is run a couple times a game.
That's it.
And that's going to slow down that defensive end, keep him from crashing down on the when you're zone reading. Is he handing it off to B-Rob or Eckler, or is he keeping it himself? And that is going to allow the double teams to take place, the offensive line to get movement on their defensive line, and also work up to the second level linebacker. So there will be big yards to be gained in the running game. I don't think we have talked enough about this rushing attack.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if we were definitely like if we were top 8 rushing offense in the NFL next season. With Jaden Daniels, I know people are focused more on us throwing the football. especially
Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff
Yeah,
Kingsbury
and
and the
he's
air
talked
raid
a lot about Austin Eckler
He
looking
runs
great.
the ball.
and the air raid offense.
Yeah.
But you look at the marriage between Cliff's offense, bringing in Anthony Lynn from
And
the San Francisco
run
49
game.
run game. So marrying that element
And Brian Johnson.
bringing it, and Philadelphia is
Yep.
one of the best running teams in
RPOs.
football last year.
Yep.
So bringing in those three elements to this offense, the run game, it surprised me if we're not top 10, top 8
most definitely.
type of rushing offense.
Anytime you got a quarterback that runs, you automatically, especially with good running backs, you're going to be in the top 10.
And being a linebacker who had to go against those zone it forces you to think you can't be right. And while you're thinking, when you're thinking,
think long, you think wrong.
you get hit in the mouth. You get hit in the mouth by a big lineman coming downhill on you.
Mm-hmm.
Great question, Alec. All right, Anna, what else you got?
Hey guys, this
Somebody
is
from
Dave
London.
calling from Michigan. Been a
Same
fan of
thing.
the team since 1985, and I got a question for Smoot. Smoot, if you could play on any of the 3 Super Bowl teams, which one are you playing on? Are you playing with Riggo in Super Bowl 17? Are you playing with Doug in Super Bowl 22, the 35 points in the second quarter against the Broncos? Or are you playing with the team, the 91 team that went 17-2 and dominated? Tough question. What are you picking?
First of all, great question. All right. And guess what? I had already did some internally on this one because I remember sitting down there in the lunchroom with Art Monk, Gary Clark, and Ricky Sanders. And me and them had a talk. And I asked them, I said, you know what? What made y'all a great team compared to my teams? And they said, we won a team. We was a family. All right, and that's what made us better than y'all. So I want to play with that family. All right, in 91, that's what I would have been with, Gary Clark and the rest of those guys. That's what I want to, because I felt like their team was voted the best team of all time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like the best team.
I think they might only gave up 9 sacks the entire year.
They was number one in rushing, number one in passing. One of the best defenses. You got B. Mitch returning. Like, I would have wanted to be a part of that team and that greatness. And boy, don't worry about that game, because I'd have loved to play in that game, but that parade. That parade is when I would have made everybody feel what the Rock got cooking right there. London, what about you? Which team would you like to play on?
I would Riggo.
Yeah,
Riggo.
So you
man.
want 3 yards in the cloud of dust.
I want that. Listen, I want that type of football. That's Smooth.
That's your type of football.
That's my type of football, man. Physical,
blue collar,
grounded,
physical,
blue collar.
He probably had a neck brace on back then.
Nah, I'm too short. My neck ain't long enough for a neck roll. Look,
Yeah, you're right.
So I set you up. I threw the alley-oop up for you, but I just love that type of physical football in that brand, because the other team probably would have been trying to run the ball too. So I'm coming out of there with 20 tackles.
Yeah.
You would have right.
That's my era. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I would have did the 91. I would have partied with them, man.
Yes, you would have.
Because I didn't got a chance to get to know all of those guys.
Yeah.
Like and just knowing them, I would have fit in with them, because I'm the trash talk at the bus.
Yes.
That would have been my group.
Anna, you got one more?
Okay, we got one last voicemail, and it was a correction on one of the memes. Did you hear about this?
Yes, I saw this in the
Everybody
comments.
said we was using the memes wrong.
Yeah.
We owe
London
men.
and
Okay,
we
yeah,
used
yeah.
the memes wrong on our meme game. We got one of them wrong.
We're old.
I think this is about Jaden, right?
It was.
Y'all need some more young.
And then somebody they sang the song for you that you didn't fully understand. It was somewhat correct, but it's the clean version. So
okay, that's good.
I'm
that's
okay.
Good.
So you guys
Let's
ready
hear it.
for me to
let's
play
see what
it?
we
That's
got.
it. What did we do wrong?
All right.
So, Jinx, that meme that you saw the guy smiling, you just didn't know what from, that actually is the meme where the guy's singing, "Why you always lying? I get so excited. Why you lie?" I don't know how it go, but basically dude smiling because you lying, and he used the song with
It's a great song.
Which meme was it?
It was the one where the dude, he's got a look on his face like, yeah, but he's lying, I guess.
He's being sarcastic.
Yeah, he's right.
Okay,
It looks like if
okay.
you just look at it, you don't know the meme. It looks like, oh, he's being confident, but he's actually lying through his teeth.
I know it couldn't be my meme with the dude like.
No.
I can think of a bunch of people.
town in
I
Europe
can
you were
think of a
talking
bunch
about
of
look
people
like
that meme should go to.
Hey, listen, people lie all the time. Numbers don't. They just lie.
I got a couple teammates. We had a couple teammates. We
Oh, they tell plenty of lies. Like,
Boy.
listen, all football players mostly can't dress. Let me tell you this. I used to give out an award called the Dead Man Suit Award to the worst dressed player just because you got money. Don't give you fashion
Style.
sense.
Give you a sense of style.
No,
Yeah.
some of these guys, some of us from the country, some of these guys from like Montana, so these guys can't dress, and we had some guys wear some things that was offensive. Right? Like LC came in here one time.
Okay.
We finna get on the plane. He has on a sensei suit. Yes. What I said, a full dojo
Why?
with the soft shoes. You know the shoes?
Yeah.
With no sole.
Man, how you gonna walk around with those? Your feet are tired.
So I walk up to him, I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, what are you doing?
Mike Toy wakes up.
Man, what are you doing? Like, because dudes usually come to my locker before
Oh, my
they put their
goodness.
suit on.
Right.
And they show it to me. Like, Smoot, it's this dead man. and I be like, you know what?
This is true story.
No, this true story.
This fact. This is
This
fact.
is wild to me.
Oh yeah.
They come to me like, Smoot, is this dead man? I be like, yeah, it's embalming fluid in the pocket. Like, because they really don't want this award. Like, nobody wants this award. But it also, to me, brought everybody back down.
Yeah.
Back down.
Them dudes used to be stressed.
They used to be stressed. Like, totally.
Smoot told this one dude, he's like, man, Rick James naked in his grave. You done took his suit.
You done dog him up. and you done took his suit. Like, come on, man. You can't do this. Like, I just think sometimes when guys' heads are in the cloud, they need that one person to say, you know what? No, we're not
Bring him
perfect.
down a little bit.
We're
Oh,
not
yeah.
perfect.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
flawed individuals, just like everybody else.
Right.
Come on, stop it, dude. We just fast. Right? We just fast.
Well, you can't top the sensei suit, so we got to wrap it.
Oh,
Yeah. You just can't.
LC, good lord, Bernie. I love you, dog.
That's the Get Loud podcast presented by SeatGeek. Smoot made it.
he made
He
it.
made it.
He got here.
I was up to 2 o'clock last night on the radio. All right? And don't stop.
No excuses.
You're right.
I left the building a little bit before you.
Like 2 hours.
I was
before.
listening to y'all on the ride home.
Of course you was. Well, I was still working.
Yeah.
Always great to see London Fletcher as well. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next week.